I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord.
Counter all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grapes. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
UPK, who and West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace, him start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. But just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision, him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions, come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons, same situation with Rasta with Islam. Holy beacon of hope for your lean and I.S.U.P.K and the GEN.YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have fear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun Batman are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. I just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the horse sitting on the beast and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first thing. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and then the doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you are earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to building off a turn after the long journey. No care much money you are earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, contamination. I just the last statutes and commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K. and Commanding General Yohanna. On Tuesday, a deep-sea fishing trip with the generals. Arrival and boarding time at 7:30 a.m. The boat leaves at 8 a.m. sharp. Then on Wednesday, April 13th, join us for the annual lamb slaughter from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., making sure the children of Israel have fresh lamb for the Passover. Then, after that, the I.S.U.P.K. is having a fish fry from 4 p.m. until, which will lead to the scripture breakdown class with General Mahina. Then, on Thursday morning, Hebrew Academy participants will see if they have what it takes to endure the Hebrew Academy trials. Commanding General Yohanna has something special lined up for the children with a children's party from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Come join Commanding General Yohanna on Cocoa Beach as we renew our oath unto the Lord.
Because he's supposed to understand the power of the Most High that would destroy him and will destroy him. Real soon. Read. That assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterward be of good cheer. You hear that? They was of good cheer, gave an oath with the Lord as one, and became of good cheer while tens of thousands of Egyptians died. I know y'all don't like to talk about this, but you better put this war spirit back in you, Israel. You better get that spirit back in you, man. You better get that spirit of warfare back in you, because the Lord will put blood on the streets of America and around this world, brother.
Followed by a hotel ballroom, all black and Hebrew Academy dinner from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then on Friday, April 15th at 5 p.m., join us for the Lord's annual Passover as commanded in the scriptures at 5 p.m. sharp. On Saturday, April 16th, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's right, we're going to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Commanding General Yohanna has it all lined up for you, Israel. Come keep the Lord's Passover. Shalom.
Where's he going with this shit? Cause tonight you belong to me. I'm from One West headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them alls in return. Niggas never wanna learn till they laying in the urn. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You gots to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rid it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. Your lip looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama did with switches. You niggas looking real, real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me if she brew ya. White people he brew nah. If you didn't know, then you do nah. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking Fina. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Captain cut his eye, got more stripes than Adidas. If you ain't a bad bitch, then get the fuck off my penis. 1-2 step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. This the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, hey.
One West. Yeah. I'ma do it when you afraid to do it. I'ma say what you ain't gon' say. I'ma tell you what you need to hear. This life, they got us fucked up, man. Real fucked up. Look. Feel me one time. Look. Yo. I know struggle, I know pain. I know my people strung off with the dope to cope with the long days. I know this place called America. I know this place where they deal with us like homeland terrorists. I know this place got us fucked up. I know this place got us positioned so we never try to stand up. I know this place wanna see me sleep. And when it come to my people, they love to see a black man weak. But it's survival of the fittest. And when it comes to the law, best believe we gon' get it. Rise Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lies. Rise Israel, rise. Fuck the devil for his lies. Fuck the devil for his lives. Rise Israel, rise. Rise Israel, rise. Yeah, look, this ain't no place you wanna be, where you can surrender from a flea and still be dead in the streets. This white man, he play for keeps, and when it come to his love, you should never wanna see. I want war, fuck peace. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want war, fuck peace. I want them dead in the streets. I want them dead in the streets. Yeah, so prepare them troops, because my king come through, he gon' show you what it do. Death to all you other nations, you had a hand in the equation for this hell I be facing. See, man, y'all think it's a game when we bring it to you like this, man. I gotta give you the truth. When they lie to you, you love the lies cause it tastes sweet. But it's truth bitter, and it hits you straight in the core, man. But you need it. One West shit. Now, I got the pleasure to introduce you to that Philly barbarian. Hey yo, Salakia cat, you had something to say?
Rise Israel. All this pain and it's hard to cope. Your situation stay the same, so it's hard to hope. You say you tired of moving cane, now they call you broke. There's new rules to the game, you ain't hardly know. So, that's why you gotta play it smarter. I'd rather die on my feet as a man than a martyr. That's just a lesson for my daughters. Just know they father gave his life just to build you a fortress, so you would always be protected. Just know you living in a world where you gon' feel neglected. I tell you while you young, just so you'll expect it. And when that fake love come, you can reject it. But this is hectic, give me one more second. I just hope you make the same choices and never reckless. I don't want you losing your innocence prematurely. For you, I'll be judge, executioner, and the jury. And just know you worth all the diamonds and all the jewelry. Every single ruby, you never shine way that you be. That's why if they wanna hurt you, they gotta go through me. And even if I can't be by your side physically, I just want my baby girls to rise out this misery. That's why I be working and despise every enemy, cause they wanna separate our bond and our memory. So I fight for victory, and I fight for pain, and I fight so you don't have to ever do the same, until I rise again.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Separation need vaccine. We say vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. They afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fold up like napkin. We need a vaccine at the ghetto car. Our struggles are not similes and no metaphor. If we ghetto youth dream, if we get a car, buy a house, try make it out. Nuff no get so far. Nuff no live so long, we get vaccine. Ghetto people no want to know vaccine. If it's not a vaccine, for we start cream and can live a better life and stop dream. For the youth them way in a jailhouse, we still no get charged, can't get no bail out. We say vaccine, we fi make no see road quarantine. Cause we want to know vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. One to the vaccine for the crack fiend. One to the vaccine for the vaccine. We afraid them shoot our son when the cops see him. Hey, where the vaccine? One to the vaccine when the pot clean. One to the vaccine from the crime scene. Little ghetto youth fold up like napkin. We need a vaccine for real, cause some evil people them be will lead us. Food power next time for you no ease off. Me no trust Babylon, we need a vaccine. For them stop, deceive the poor and every workplace start. Give people more vaccine. Me nah lie, we need the cure. For police stop, kick in we door. We need a vaccine for bust the aisle mill. Fi cut the pipe in, look how long I'll price drop, but JPS I give you some fuck we like Billy Walla who no fi go hey yeah 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 yeah. UPK got the vaccine. Mr. General Yan have the vaccine. General my man have the vaccine. Big Captain Mashak got the vaccine. Hey, Nayatap got the vaccine. Hey, Abada one got the vaccine. Hey, Akaya got the vaccine. Bakawar got the vaccine. Hey. Ever since it's a COVID-19, everybody does a talk about vaccine. One to the vaccine when the pot clean. Separation need vaccine. Me say vaccine. Vaccine.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, but since Shabbat the thumb. Hey, what's going on, Akim?
Good.
You're looking like Putin war room. Ain't nobody smiling. yeah.
Good dog.
I just had a meeting with Vlad. You know what I mean? What it do? What the business is? You'll have to see
everything to wild, Cap.
Say again?
I say everything to wild on this end, Cap.
Listen, man, it ain't too wild. Yeah, they still, people still alive over there. I ain't satisfied yet. I think Putin, playing with them a little bit, man. Yeah. I think Putin playing with them a little bit. God damn, like them niggas getting a whole ton of mercy.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more damage from them people right there. You know what I mean? Step that whole thing all the way up. You know what I mean? Who's still in West Coast?
I think one of the generals, another one of them Russian generals got killed this week.
Yeah.
Them in his toy soldiers.
One of the generals, and I think one of the some of the soldiers, they lose some soldiers this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that like the 4th general they lose.
Unless they're lying, unless they're putting, you know, a civilian in general clothes. Yeah, you know what I mean? Right now I'm putting nothing past Putin.
Right. Yeah, I'm putting nothing past the media on the whole because boy, I don't know who to listen to. You know what I mean? I don't know. I take everything with a pinch of salt.
Listen, they better listen BLACKWATCH. That's about it. Right now we telling them the shit before it happened. We telling them it before it happened. That's what the hell they are.
Damn right.
We telling them it before it happened. The commander GEN.YAHANNA said they're going into Yemen. Now Saudi Arabia talking about America. We're gonna switch using the US dollar because y'all did not invade in Yemen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
They starting to threaten now, which is a big deal because that's what keeping America dollar up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What's going on, West Coast?
Man, you know, sir, just getting to it. Glad to be here, you feel me?
That's what I'm talking about. He coming in with that vocal. You need 2 palm trees in the back of your one of them kind of like, nah, just bounce back there. He's just like, ain't nothing to it. Yeah, right. You got to full loc up in here.
God, sir.
Yeah, man. So what we all want to start with? We could do that whole petrodollar one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a few good ones. A Caitlyn Jenner thing with that NCAA swimmer, that trans swimmer. I mean,
oh man,
right? The
definitely.
mermaid.
I seen where she was. They had some on Facebook floating around where that transgender one. She was ranked 422nd as a man and is #1 as a woman. Yeah, and then Caitlyn Jenner is outraged by them allowing that to happen, which blows my mind. I don't know how he's outraged, but you know.
Right. He tried to say, well, he didn't do it to win when he was a marathon runner or decathlete or something like that. He was one of them decathlete type athletes. Mm-hmm. And he said he probably thinking, all right, well, he had to go, work hard for it. Right. So, why the hell they allowing it for her?
Good night.
Damn.
I mean, I don't even think this is actually giving you a good idea of the the atrocity because
that Frankenstein son.
Say again?
I said I Frankenstein daughter.
Man, listen. I'm trying to get a good one. A good one.
We got one. He's standing on the podium.
On the podium, that's the one. When he's standing next to the other woman, and it's like, I don't know what the hell is like. That got to be disheartening. That's not. Hold on.
Wow.
Like what the hell is this thing right here? That is absolutely crazy. But you know what? It's good because these women was supporting the right to choose and to change your gender and to be homo and this and that. And men and women is equal. So swim, nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Splash. Turn into Flipper. You remember Flipper the dolphin was smart and shit? Turn into Flipper now and beat the nigga because men and women equal. Right.
Man.
Boy.
And they can't blame nobody but they self for the infiltration. It's just like you allowed this, and then on the flip side, want to complain.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been warning you. This is all play for them to get in and really take advantage of you.
They would never listen to them. What we saying is, we harsh and we barbarians and we abusive, but you getting abused in your own sport. You know what I mean? You getting abused and something you devote your whole life to. You know what I mean? Remember the other transgender one who was beating up them women in the UFC?
Oh,
man.
Busting the eye socket out and breaking the orbit. I'm talking about, you know, not just swelling your eye, the orbit is broken.
God, sir.
Because this man in there with long hair and calling himself, you know, Jenny is, you know, pounding down on your face because you allow the thing to happen.
Right.
And, you know, what's the problem?
Right.
What's so crazy? I'll go ahead, Cap.
No, Salaki, I just gonna say them women, you know, I mean, the real women, you should focus on academics. You know, I mean, focus on something. Because these men, you know what I mean, these, you know what I mean, man, they're gonna take over everything.
Right.
And ESO just gonna sit back and, you know what I mean, do nothing about it really. So you all focus on your academics, go to school and learn. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless
I just need to know,
they make a third gender.
Right.
I just need to know, is that what happens when a man beats his woman's ass? Does he and he labels himself a woman that day? Does he go to jail?
Whoa. Oh man.
He could now tell the cop, well, you know, I identify as ma'am, sir.
Right.
Right.
The cop show up at the house crying, yeah, he beat me. It's her.
Right.
Get the pronouns right. It's her. Sir, come here. It's ma'am.
Right.
It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a whole problem. Yeah.
You change the charge from domestic violence just to assault.
Yeah. Yep. Just simple assault.
And you could see, I mean, this is just ESO in a nutshell, man. Yeah, I mean, any means of winning. If it course you know, I mean, your gender, any means of winning. Like, you know, I mean, you getting beat up as a male, and then decide to go swim as a female, and now you're proud because you're winning every race. You're still a man. I don't understand. But I think NCAA they be making, they have certain criterias that to check off. You know what I mean? To say, well, yeah, this is a female.
And
I don't know.
And the next thing is gonna happen, sir, that you say that they checking it off. This person gonna run for Woman of the Year, just like this whatever Kylie, whatever gender on there that won Woman of the Year. This is the next runner up. You know what I mean? This is this person's inspiration. You know what I mean? They pushing this.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Have any article about it?
Call, sir.
Good.
Caitlyn Jenner says trans U.Penn swimmer Leah Thomas was taking it easy so she wouldn't break world record when she won 500-yard gold and slams NCAA for allowing her to compete.
That's
Caitlyn Jenner slammed the NCAA for not being tough enough over its decision to allow transgender University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas to compete in its national championships this week, and claimed the 22-year-old was taking it easy so she wouldn't smash Katie Ledecky's world record. Jenner, 72, who competed in the 1976 Olympics as Bruce Jenner and transitioned to female in 2015, said she has no problem with Leah Thomas, but rather blames the NCAA for going all the way up to the Olympic Committee. Thomas playing within the rules. What I've said from the beginning are the rules aren't tough enough. Jenner said of the hot button issue on Fox News, just being on testosterone depressants for a year or two, whatever the rules are now, they keep changing. Obviously, it is not enough. Thomas has become the icon on transgender athletes, especially male to female, and brought forward the discussion to the national standpoint. Jenner went on to say that she figured Thomas took it very easy in the pool, so she wouldn't break any records. However, Thomas did win the 500-yard finals last night and placed second in the 200-meter free swim preliminary race today.
Like, okay. I mean, like, right now, the problem with this is that women of the world, and this is not just for our sisters, this is for women in general. I think, you know, as far as the progression of the world today, and you'll for sure chime in and let me know if you'll disagree. But the world done got so soft and so everything is blurred. There's no boundaries. There's no straight lines anymore, and it's gone to a place where you don't have to fight for anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get validation. You get instant validation. It's so instant. You get validation. You get, you know, participation points, and that done replaced the reward for hard work. Like, really, what had to happen now is women have to embrace femininity wholesale.
That's right.
Like, now they have to go and say, I make babies.
Right.
I breastfeed. Let me see this creature on the screen do that.
Right.
Like you can't fight a transgender by beating them in Olympic sports. You now have to go and show them what a woman really does.
That's right.
You understand? You have to really now do what a woman really does, because outside of that, you lose in the war. You really, really lose in the war. Like they think you could fight for a committee to, you know, to gate this type of thing from happening. Like the same committee that, you know, stopped Black people from all the excellence and progress over the years is the same committee that allowing this.
Right.
Yeah.
And what did we have to do? We just had to embrace being Black and be fully Black, unapologetic, and go all the way with it till now. You could, you know, Daniel LeBron could say certain things, or Kaepernick could say certain things, even though they done took his, you know, career from him. But at one time, there was a time period where an athlete would not say anything in that type of vein. You know what I mean? Like these women now, they had to come out and really stand for being women, and, you know, nothing else. Just women, you know, menstrual cycle getting, baby making, having sex with a man, you know, being submissive. That whole femininity thing had to come all the way back, because, you know, this thing here, boy, like, look at this thing on the screen now.
God.
And this thing on the screen arguing with another thing that, you know, another creation.
Right, God, sir.
That is insane.
Like, me, sir.
Go ahead.
And just to piggyback off of what you said too, okay, and my sister, she does makeup. And, you know, she was pretty much telling me, like, the whole trend of the, okay, and there's nothing wrong with sisters getting fly and beautiful. But, okay, it's at the point, like you said, where sisters damn near got to revert to just being the best woman, just being a woman. And it's like, it's almost like they trying to compete with the transgender, even on the damn makeup. And it's like, the more they put more on, the longer the lashes, and the longer the weaves and all the makeup, it's like, you trying to compete with these men, and it's like it's blurring the lines. Whereas you can wear nothing and you gonna always look beautiful as a woman because you're a woman. Right. So it's like, I remember my sister was saying, like, a lot of women now is trying to get, like, it's a trend to do less makeup, and she was just telling me about it. I thought it was interesting how the trend is switching. So before, sisters want to get all the lashes and the weaves, and now sisters going to their natural hair less, because it's showing, like, you know, sisters are beautiful. You know, compared, like, yikes, that's disgusting.
Exactly.
Could.
Go ahead, Con.
No, I just want to amplify what y'all saying about that whole situation about you know, the sisters with the makeup. I mean, you know, going back to you know, what the scripture says about the natural use of a woman. You know, the Lord, and that's definitely what's going on with the trend. The natural hair, they want to, you know, without makeup. Because Maybelline don't make you a woman.
Right.
You see, what you have the NCAA, aka the NCAA, going on with the Olympics, with the sports, it's happening all over. And the only way to compete with this evil is through righteousness.
Yeah, right.
You understand that you have to validate your womanhood through righteousness. It's not about all those accessories and things that you have, because you see now, man can have that and pretend to be you. You understand? So you have to go back to what God said, the natural use of a woman, and they can never compete with the natural use.
Right.
You understand? That's something they can't do, because that's not their sport.
Right.
And it would show. You understand? So it's just like a transgender man can never be a righteous woman. He can never imitate a righteous woman.
Right.
He can't, because it's not in the spirit. You understand? That demon can't imitate righteousness. It can't do that. Salakia.
If I could, so
And-
like,
and it-
go ahead, Captain. Like that. So like,
No, you go ahead.
sir. So like, but I was gonna tap into what Captain Shock said as well. Like this place, like the scriptures say how, America is a daughter of Babylon, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is a very, like you was talking about how the lines is blurred and today's society, everything is confused. The Lord said He is not an author of confusion. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important when we stand on the school and I.S.U.P.K and the command of GEN.YAHANNA, like ain't no confusion in here. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
clear cut, no gray areas. It's black or white. That's it. And that's why it's important that we keep that standard and never, allow ourselves to be, you know what I'm saying, picking up these terms and dealing with what they want to deal with. Like that homosexual thing is just insane. You know what I'm saying? Like you that's how you know white men hate women. They
Yep.
hate women. You know what I'm saying? They don't love women. They absolutely hate them, and they show that through the homosexuality from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to add to that.
And this is something here that we see. We need our own schools, our own governing body. We need it. You know what I mean? We need to separate from these people. You know what I mean? Or else, you know what I mean, your daughter go how to compete, you know what I mean, with a man. You know what I mean? And that ain't, she'll never win.
Right.
Ain't no winning there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like now the onus is for sure on more separation because okay, even before they make the thing acceptable in sports, they push it through our entertainment. You know what I mean? They push the whole idea and the notion to us through entertainment. And I'm trying to look for the video. I don't know if you all remember, Beyonce had that video where if you like it, put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what I mean? I ain't gonna play the video now for whatever little dumb copyright issues they're gonna have. But it's well known that some of these backup dancers she had was men.
What?
Right? Like for instance, you could go back and watch the video and you'll see it. Like some of the dancers who moving in the video with her, it wasn't women. Like once again, the one on her from the video would be what? The left? The one on the left side, that's a man. Versus the one on the right. Or that could be a man too. I don't know. But the one on the left is for sure a man.
Right.
So like they done been putting it in front of our face for a minute. And now so to make the thing more acceptable and more, it's not as radical because something like this at one time, at one time men used to try to sneak in the girl's room because you want to get a peek. Now they're doing this, and that was met with so much force back because this was a man coming in there. Now they done gradualize the thing where you have a whole generation growing up just thinking that this is normal. And this is just somebody competing. Like now you won't really have to draw the line. Either everybody's the same, and
Right.
like now he don't have to pretend to be a woman. He gonna be swimming with women and men, a co-ed type, that nonsense. Or you gotta fully go all the way back into toxic masculinity and toxic femininity.
That's right.
Like a man has to be a man at all costs, and a woman has to be a woman at all costs. And she's gonna have to be fierce about being a woman. And when I say fierce, I ain't talking about like Beyonce and Sasha fierce. I'm talking about she's gonna have to fight to be female.
Right.
You understand? She's gonna have to fight to be female, absolutely fight for it. Because it's her right to be a woman. And she deserves to have that right to be female. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's gonna go there because without it, it's they're just gonna take it further and further and further.
Right.
Yeah.
And that cat, that transgender cat, he's in the damn locker room with the women.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They share in the locker room together.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, that crazy.
Man, all because of an idea that I'm a woman. That's ridiculous. Like that's heavy that you said that, sir. Like we really got to normalize being a man and normalize being a woman again. Like and really emphasize it. Like the whole focus should be, it's okay to be normal. You don't have to fit in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you go back to Sesame Street. It's okay to be normal. Like, look at this
Oh
concept here.
man,
I know you all remember this.
come on, man. Nah, the first time I seen this.
Listen, I think this is a NCAA school.
It's a NAIA, sir.
NAIA school. So
Yeah.
that's like what junior college or something.
It's like right above. It's like right below Division III, I believe.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I think it is Division III.
It's Division III.
Yeah.
So it's actually like college. It ain't high school.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this Sasquatch here is about 45 years old. I'm not kidding you.
No,
I
seriously.
It's about 45 years old, and it always wanted to, the dream was to always play college ball. I'm trying to look for the pic. The first time I've ever seen this, I thought this was the coach standing over the team, not knowing she in the huddle. Now this pulling rebounds and throwing elbows to your daughter, brother.
And Salakia, Cat.
Please.
Like, and this is two things. Let's go back to what you said earlier about America being soft and everything becoming soft. They don't want to discriminate against the person because of ageism as well. Like this, I think this person was. You say 45. I want to say 62, something like that.
I believe so. I believe.
Yeah. Like, so they can't discriminate because of the age and also the sex. It's ridiculous. Like, someone need to tell you you're a little old. You know what I mean? You shouldn't play. Like, you too young. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? Like,
Okay, but understand this. Age to me, you know what I mean, it ain't gonna really make a difference. It gonna make a difference. It gonna make a difference. Let me explain it. It gonna make a difference if you're playing with your same like males. Like, ain't no 62-year-old could run with a a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? I sitting saying I learn in the world. Ain't no substitute for age.
Right.
Right?
For youth, yeah.
For youth, right? Now you're gonna take him and put him with girls that was half his age or less.
Mm-hmm.
You know the mentality them girls had to be there with that type of face and not confused. They're looking confusing her.
Right.
They look like like he's slutting like a teammate.
Right.
That is something mental right there.
Right.
So
My daughter be watching him like
pass the ball.
Nah.
He gonna pass the ball.
Pass the ball. She will leave.
Yeah.
She don't understand that.
Go ahead, Carl. What I'm gonna say.
So look, I just want to say this: like, people gotta understand something. That transgenders do have sex with the opposite or same sex.
Exactly.
That that's one thing that they not how they identify doesn't mean they won't still have sex with a woman.
Right.
Like, they don't understand that, and but they do know that. But as far as the political correct term, they don't delve into the actual sex. They deal with the gender, but they don't go into the actual sexual activities, that's what really goes on. You understand? But the UPK, we're not politically correct. We're politically direct, and we know that these types of things happen. And there's been many articles by the Associated Press and independent journalists that have documented this behavior of transgenders, people who identify as the opposite of same sex or whatever the case may be, or non-binary. So non-binary is sometimes I feel like this, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. And this is what goes on. So they have sex with these people in these locker rooms or in these schools or whatever the case may be. So they exclude those type of situations, but the sex definitely goes on. So like,
that was a cold bar right there, sir. God damn. We ain't politically correct, but we politically direct. I'm gonna use that one. Yeah.
Listen,
right.
Listen. You gotta get straight to the point with them. You know what I mean? But okay, now, okay. If this was a older woman, this would be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, if it was a younger man, it would still be a problem. But this here is straight up pedophilia shit. You see how she looking at the other girls? Like that's why I say the age here, even that's added on. That's like sin on top of sin right there.
Right.
Grown Vietnam vets. Cool raw.
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is, and come on, man. Like, and they have to look at this now and laugh, and who knows what kind of deviant spirit this thing have walking up in there.
Right.
But this is America for you. And this is why I say at the beginning of the show, Putin ain't doing enough. I need him to ramp this shit up, man.
Right.
I need him to ramp this shit up because, goddamn, we you know.
And Salakia, you know what I mean? This person, this transgender, said something that there's always a dream to play basketball at college level.
Right.
So what about a girl that she has sitting on the bench because she's playing?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So you want her now to go do what? Be a boy? She can't compete with boys.
Right.
You know what I mean? You crush her dream. You crushing, you know what I mean? So that's to show you, you know what I mean? They're talking about we hate women. These transgender hate women.
Right.
That's right. You know what I mean? They full out hate women.
They hate everybody.
Yeah.
They really hate everybody. They're just so selfish. And, you know, I mean, you know, that whole community is just so goddamn selfish. And they'll sacrifice anything and anyone for what they want now. They may not want this tomorrow or in 10 years. But for what they want now, you had to die, you had to starve, you had to get violated, you had to lose your spot, as they say, on the team. Imagine you can't make this team. The last T-shirt went to this thing.
Yeah.
And you had to sit in the stands and watch this thing warm up.
Like if I may, sir. And sisters, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Sisters hate it when Commander GEN.YAHANNA and all the brothers in the UPK told sisters to go get a black man and go be a good wife and have them kids. Like it seemed like now your only option is to be barefoot and pregnant, like you hated to hear. You can do that. You can be excellent at that. You know, barefoot and pregnant, making all the biscuits, all the recipes, all the sewing. Like that's y'all ish. Master that, because I mean they taking over everything for y'all. So I mean, shoot, you can be an excellent rib to some brother.
Hey, it's like that's so excellent too that you say that, and then on the flip side of it too, to add to it, that's something they can't compete at. They can't have a baby like you can have a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? They can't. You ain't got to worry about sitting on the bench because they're permanently on the bench. They don't get to play on this team. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man. Shit. I don't know if y'all want to take this now and segue into that into the Disney. We could from here. What we could do? We could go Disney, or we could go Naomi Osaka.
What's the Disney one about, sir? I didn't get to that line, that story.
Okay, apparently Disney is, you know, taking a little stance against, you know, using certain language on their, you know, on their network. You know what I mean?
They definitely had a same sex scene recently.
They'll say they'll put it in there for your kids to watch.
Yeah,
but I guess spelling it out, and you know, I mean, see if you could pull it up there, cause
come on, sir. Gabrielle Union speaks out on Disney's handling of "Don't Say Gay" bill.
Oh my gosh!
On Wednesday, Gabrielle Union shared her thoughts on Disney's handling of Florida's controversial "Don't Say Gay" bill, which seeks to limit conversations about gender identity and sexual identity in an educational setting. During the red carpet premiere of her forthcoming film, Cheaper by the Dozen, produced by Disney and set to stream on Disney Plus March 18th, Union told Variety, "Somebody asked me, are you disappointed? I'm disappointed when my order isn't right at In-N-Out. I don't even think that's a word you could use for something like this, where children's lives are literally hanging in the balance. We need to own that if you are truly taking stands against hate and oppression, you should not fund hate and oppression. Period. The damage is done. Right? There are so many states that are following suit with Florida's legislation because there is no pushback, because no one in positions of power or corporations are taking a hard stance.
Right. If we could get, you could put. I don't know if you could read this one here, just to give everybody just to give everybody a little, understanding that Florida passed a bill, basically, outlawing or trying to stop a certain type of discussion amongst young, younger people or school age. All right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come.
So like, so this meaning what that they're trying to get you can't, like, it will be offensive to say this person is gay.
Almost like you see, like how critical race theory. It's like they have critical gay theory.
Oh man.
It's like you can't talk about it.
Hey, Slack Cat.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you could, so there's a picture of them on a red carpet with Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade, and the gay son. I forget his name.
Let me see what I find.
It's the most recent one. They was on the red carpet together.
It's crazy too that they would have something like this, knowing that just a couple days ago, the same Disney had a sex ring, a child trafficking ring that they just got caught up with all the employees in the same Florida.
Say that one more time.
So Florida, they had the Disney employees, among 108 of them were arrested for human trafficking at Disney as the employees, sending pictures, doing all kind of things, all at Disney, right there in Orlando. But you worried about not saying gay, but not worried about the kids that you trafficking and the employees, y'all funneling all this, situation through. It's ridiculous. Like you got to pick your poison. You know what I mean? But this is America.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. I think there's a picture you was talking about here too.
Yeah, that's the one. That's why she's fighting so hard for it though, because of that right there.
Oh man.
It's saying here on February 17th, a Florida committee advanced a bill that would restrict discussions of sexual orientation and gender identity in schools. So once again, it's critical gay theory. Not, forget, we already get critical race theory out of here. So now critical gay theory. You know what I mean? The bill would ban discussing these issues in primary schools and restrict how they are discussed in other grades if they are deemed not age appropriate. However, it does not specify what would be considered age appropriate or who decides. Any parent could sue their child's school for compensation for alleged harm if they believe those discussions have occurred. The likely outcome of the bill would be to deter teachers from addressing these issues and to chill. Like they're trying to be real black here, but and to chill open discussions and support for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender students. So, in other words, like, okay, you have a whole, section of the society who would rather, 2 + 2 is 4, 5 + 5 is 10. A S at the end of words mean plural, I before E except after C. They would prefer that be school and not the other BS, which is right. So you have a section of the population who want that and is, making all these kind of legal actions and complaints to the state or whatever over, the level of sex education in school. So Florida is saying to avoid all these, all these legalities and, the lawsuits and litigations. Yeah. Let's just not talk about it in school.
Right.
Let's just not talk about it in school so that they could protect, the money because, they're going to sue the state. They're going to sue the school board. You know what I mean? So Florida is saying we're not going to talk about it in school. We're going to talk about it when it's age appropriate and whatever, but it's not part of our curriculum. It's like a legal buffer. almost like a disclaimer to say, well, that's not on our curriculum. So if this teacher does it, you could sue the teacher, but you can't sue, Seminole Fleece High School.
Right.
You get the point?
It's insurance.
It's taking a step so that now when litigation comes, they have a little, they have a little buffer, they have a little bank they could hide behind. Right. So don't say gay. Don't say it no more. And apparently Disney is probably supporting it. Right? I didn't get that part of it. Is Disney supporting it? That's what I want to know. Is Disney supporting it? Because for sure, all them type of networks, Disney, Nickelodeon, all them children's networks, they have a long history of abusing children.
Oh yeah.
That Ariana Grande, she was on what, Nickelodeon?
Yep.
I think she was on Nickelodeon. And as soon as she get off the TV, the preacher was feeding up her breast at Aretha Franklin funeral. You all remember that?
Damn.
Like she went there to sing. The preacher came up and hugged her from the side and grabbing the side of her breast arc, and she uncomfortable trying to pull away. Right. I'm gonna try to find the clip for you all. The other one, Demi Lovato. I think she's a sister. She's from Colombia or something like that. Yeah. She tried to kill herself so many times, and she was a Disney baby.
Right.
Britney Spears was a Disney baby. Okay. Tried to kill herself. Miley Cyrus. As soon as Hannah Montana going off, she started hoeing.
All of them, sir. They I remember that one kid, I forget his name. He wore glasses, but he came out with the whole thing talking about the molestation went down and all the drugs they was on. All them Disney kids, just all getting touched and had sex with and used, and then they come out. Like, that's why they can never have a real adult career, because they're pretty much done after being a child. You know what I'm saying? Right. Their depression sinks in, and then the drugs kick in, and then all that happens.
So, like, I think you talk about the cat name is Orlando, I believe.
Orlando Brown, yeah,
Orlando Brown. Yeah, he lost his mind a long time ago.
I think he was one of them, but there's another one. Is an Edomite. I know who you're talking about. Is an Edomite one who came out. He was like he was a child star.
Yes, that was his name.
One of them that used to be.
I forget his name. He had a popular show. He was on a popular show, and he came out. He was on what, 2.5 Men?
No. The little kid.
It was a child star, and he came out and he started to talk about all the the transmissions he fixed. So like it. Nice. Yeah, I mean all the buttons into
Corey Feldman.
Corey Scott Feldman. That's him.
Yeah, that's him. God, that's what I was talking about.
Talk about it. Yeah, he was the first one, and he was getting death threats.
Right.
They was telling him they're gonna kill him if he don't stop talking.
Right.
They was telling him they would kill him. They would, I'm trying to look for that clip with the little girl there, the little Edomite girl, singing at the dad's funeral, and the pastor cannot help himself, boy. I mean, and that whole the whole audience, or not the audience, the people on stage, they're looking at her like meat, like chopped meat up there. They're looking at her like, Lord help me, supple white skin, in Rocker's voice, the supple white skin, and that preacher up there and held the whole side of her breast, brother, and she was so uncomfortable trying to pull away from him. It was ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was
the cold part is the parents be, damn near giving their child up. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a watchful eye over that child, and you know what I mean, let someone kind of manage their career, and that manager is the one that, you know what I'm saying, doing all the molesting. So
right.
If homeschool didn't sound good, it better sound good now.
Right.
Because this is ridiculous.
So lucky. Any more on the thing with them on?
That's it on that, sir. She just going in saying how she wants to protect the LGBT youth, and how she pushing Zyway to be a pretty much a activist in that area for that same reason.
And that old Zaya, she don't even look like a man now. Like this girl is uncomfortable up under this preacher here. Like, why he had to put his hands on her?
Right.
And this is probably not the best one. He keep pulling her in closer. You see how he pull her in closer? And his hand is moving.
Right.
She trying to turn so he could let her go, and he would not let go.
Right.
She's uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? You see the hand?
Good night.
This is a bastard here. And listen, this preacher here, this is Brandon T. Jackson's father. He's an actor. He's another child star come through Hollywood. Yep. He was the one, Commander Johanna did the tape on him some years ago. He was the one who made his bishops lay down and was humping them. Lay down on their back.
Yep.
And he was ordaining deacons and bishops in his church. And he said he said covered with the Holy Spirit. And he straddled them and jumped on top of them and started shake a kind of way. And that was how he was, that's how he would raise them up. I guess he got a rank raise. He got a rank raise, brother. And that was him. And he got a whole ton of flack for doing it. And he disappeared for a while, but now he come back here. And brother, this is a little girl compared to him, man. She's probably like 22, 23 years old at this point.
Right.
And you could clearly see in the video first, he trying to make it look like a warm embrace. Nigga, keep your hands to their goddamn self, man.
Right.
And look at her nervous laugh. That's a nervous laugh. That's not a normal laugh. That's a nervous laugh.
Right. I wonder why Bill Clinton mouth open like that in the back.
No, she going in there, of course, she ain't dressed right. She had all the shortest shorts, so all of them watching her, watching the tail. But this is what they normally do.
Right.
And now when she turns, she laughs, she tries to turn away to break the embrace.
Right.
Because why? She knows this is how it's done. This is what she did with producers and staffers. And he pulls her in closer, brother. And his hand is all the way touching the side of her breast.
Right.
And what the hell man? She done been through that before.
Right.
She's done been through it before, so it wasn't like a reflex reaction, slap away his hand or nothing like that. You know what I mean? She done been through that before because she come through the system.
Right.
She come through the conveyor belt. It's like any NBA player who doesn't want to comment on racism.
Right.
He done been trained through school, through high school and college. So when he reached the NBA, he know how to answer these questions. She done went through the school where they touch you and do whatever.
Right.
So Disney and them been doing it for a while, and they going into support for it because their business is children. You know what I mean? Their business is children and these buying and selling of children. So of course, they're gonna support it. But Dwayne Wade's wife, or Dwayne Wade's husband at this point. I mean,
that Gabrielle Union is a real she's a bad example. She is totally unattractive.
Right.
Yes.
She's not feminine. Which is what we was talking about before. Like the reason you could have transgenders and transsexuals is because women like Gabrielle Union who don't want to be feminine.
Right.
To the point.
Right.
She's comfortable assuming a masculine role. And look at her son. That's a son next to her. And you look if you never saw a picture of their son before, if this was the first picture, you would think Dwayne Wade had two daughters, and one was just very tall because he tall.
Right.
Like there's no semblance of masculinity on this thing right here. The same thing with Jada Pinkett. She wants to be so masculine. That boy in the house is damn near feminine.
Yep.
And the girl is more masculine.
You
know what I mean? Like now, like how the scriptures say, every man return to his own. That includes the genders too. Go back to the codex, man. Go back and do this thing with wings, with the panty liners. Go back and do that. So that is language. But that includes the genders too.
Right.
Go back to getting a beard and drinking a beer. Right. You know what I mean? Go get that old 211 that Chappelle, like that Chappelle, that old rough beer. You know what I mean? It tastes halfway like gasoline and petrol. You know what I mean? Return to the gender, man. Every man return to his own, because this thing here is a huge mess.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's so cold.
Mess.
It's so cold. Go ahead, Cap.
Oh no, Salaka Cap. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, sir. Salaka.
No, I'm still waiting on the Southern Poverty Law Center and all these people, these naysayers, to call them identity extremists.
Right.
They never call the LGBT. They got every demon has an alphabet, but they're not they're not identity extremists. They don't label them identity extremists. You understand? But they will label us,
right?
The Hebrew Israelites, I.S.U.P.K. identity extremists. But they never label that like that. That's some hypocrisy there, because if you know that a man can now identify as a woman and then cheat a woman out of her position, and then not be called an identity extremist, and then you know how long black women been fighting for equal pay or wage inequality, and then now someone that's gonna, black women, especially black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, and now someone that pretends to be them is gonna cheat them out of a job, cheat them out of a position. The UPK, like Captain Nathak said earlier, we love our sisters, man, and we champion the cause of real femininity. We don't believe in false femininity. We don't deal. We believe in stepping into the light.
Right.
And stepping into the light, you have to deal with reality. The LGBTQI community, the LGBTQI plus mafia, they don't want to deal with reality.
That's right.
They love to say, I'm out the closet. But every time we bring the truth out, you hide. You don't want to deal with reality. Salaki, I yield.
Yeah, you for sure right about that. You for sure right about that, because this here is not at all reality. This here is not. That's not it. You know what I mean? That's definitely not it. And you know, Disney ain't gonna mess up their money over a 3-letter word, much less a 4-letter word. You know what I mean? Disney is not gonna mess up their money over it. So she could get bent out of shape all she wants. They, you know, if that's what we're doing, then that's what we're doing. No problem. Don't say gay, we supporting it, whatever. But they're not gonna mess up their money, because this is their bread and butter, and they've been allowing children to get used and abused, you know, forever. You know, for the longest long. You look at all the child stars who grow up. They have some sort of drug addiction, you know, mass suicide, extremely. Look at that Raven Simone, who was on Bill Cosby show. Yeah, that show, That's So Raven. That girl grew up, she don't even know what color to dye her hair. She don't know what, you know, what gender she is. She don't know what she's attracted to. She in a bad place. You know what I mean? She's in a bad place. And, you know, this is products of Disney. So Disney could pretend to be all righteous now and, you know, supporting the whole, you know, not the conversation for, you know, don't say gay.
Right.
But, you know, you look deeper, you're going to see more abominations in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Once again, Putin, hurry up, man. Hurry up. Yemen need taking over too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go down in Sudan. Hurry up, man. Get forward the prophecy quickly.
Right. It's not from me, sir.
Please.
And this is just proof how the LGBT community could give a damn about black people. And because this is a sister. This is a Israelite woman. And out of all the issues that she could advocate for and speak on that we have amongst our own people, she chooses to advocate for the rights of a mental delusion of another people. And so it shows you that you can't be pro-black and pro-gay.
Right.
It doesn't exist. You either support the gay community or you support the black community, but you can't be both. And Gabrielle Union is a perfect example of that, because out of all the goddamn issues she could bring up, she's supporting, you know, the LGBT kids. When black kids learn about police brutality before they can tie their damn shoes, but you worry about whether or not kids learn about their sexual orientation is garbage. And the gay community is they advocate for love, but there's no love in the gay community. They don't love anybody. They don't even love each other or themselves. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Can I say one? Can I amplify one thing, if I could, Captain Shot?
Yeah, please go ahead.
On what because Akamai just said, it was just so heavy, so profound. When you look at, like you said, the advocacy groups that they have, and not only the advocacy, but the resources that particular community, protected community, I may say, has in, you know, at their fingertips. When you look at all of the things they could advocate for, everything boils down to lust. There's really no rights being gained on as far as with a community, and it's propaganda, because when you really look at it, you can not identify with the gender that you're born, but you still identify with the race.
Right.
So you have black trans, black gay, black, like you still remember your race because you don't want to lose that race card.
Right.
You understand? But why don't you go all the way? Why don't you say, I'm transracial now, I identify as white?
Right.
And let's see how that works out.
Right.
Let's see how you being black and you say I identify as a white man. And let's see how that works. Let's see if they will respect it then, if they will give you the same rights as a white man.
Right.
Like, let's see, let's go all the way. But you can't do that because this demon is ran by white supremacy.
Right.
You still have to hold on to your race, but black trans rights, black trans lives matter, black gay rights matter. You understand? So it just showed you the hypocrisy and the propaganda that they push, but they still remember their race. Why is that? Salaki, I yield, Captain.
Yeah, you for sure right. You for sure right, because that's as far as the change goes. You know what I mean? We done seen so much prime examples of, that community trying to become part of, the white supremacists. You know what I mean? And they got rejected. They got, reminded that, you gay, but you gay over there. You know what I mean? Over here, you still nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in DC, in that club Nelly's. There's a famous gay club in DC on a prominent corner on 9th and U. And it's a LGBTQ club, and they dragged this sister, kick her down the stairs out.
Right.
Beat her like a man, kick her down the stairs, and she's wondering, now they're saying, how would you do this to a female? You know what I mean? And of course the Black Lives Matter, everybody come out, but as they're saying, you gotta pick your team. You gotta pick a side. This ain't the casino. You can't put the chip in the middle. You gotta bet on black or red. You gotta decide where you standing. That's right. And then prepare to lose. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's right.
So that is it. Apparently Disney initially was against the whole thing, but due to pressure, because they're saying the Walt Disney Company has now come out against Florida's parental rights in education bill. Right? This was after some protests they had. In recent days, Disney employees shared their outrage on social media when the company did not denounce the proposed legislation. On Wednesday, at Disney's annual meeting with shareholders, Disney CEO Bob Chapek acknowledged their anger, saying that he knows many are upset that we did not speak out against the bill. So now they have to come and make a public declare their side. Once again, they have to declare a side. But you refusing to declare which side you on. Either you black or you gay.
Right.
You refusing, but now big Disney, Walt Disney, now they had to come and declare a side. It's crazy. Right. I mean, Chapek said that he called Florida Governor Ron DeSantis Wednesday morning to express our disappointment and concern that if the legislation becomes law, it could be used to unfairly target gay, lesbian, non-binary, and transgender kids and families. Chapek says DeSantis has agreed to meet with him and some of Disney's LGBTQ plus employees to hear their concerns. You know what I mean? Like, so they're falling under the pressure, as you say, the alphabet mafia. They're able to pressure people into changing, a political stance or, socioeconomic stance, which is really what this is. Disney looking at your money with, and okay, all these companies, not just Disney, all your internet companies, your Google, your Facebook, that's who's sitting, at the heads of these companies, the LGBTQ community. So anything come out of there, they, protest. And, the same thing with Dave Chappelle. Netflix signed the deal. They gave Dave Chappelle the money. He gave them the content. Netflix employees is mad now. Netflix gay employees is mad.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? And Netflix say, well, we siding with Dave.
Right.
You know what I mean? But normally, the normal run of the mill is the CEO has to come and, you know, denounce everything and, you know, wipe it clean and publicly reject the notion.
Right.
And that's the amount of power they have. Like, they ain't saving nobody's lives, as you say with this.
Right.
They ain't do this when them cops was killing black people. Like, where was all this outcry? Where was Gabrielle Union when Kaepernick couldn't find a job and when they were just talking about LeBron?
Right.
Where's the gay community then? But again, just like the old Sasquatch basketball player and the big old, you know, Finn, and that's how I call him Finn now. That man who went and swim with them young girls in that NCAA tournament, they're just selfish.
Right.
They're just absolutely so selfish and only for themselves.
Right.
Right. So that's it. You're good. Anybody want to chime in on it again, or we can move on?
I'm good.
So where with it? And where we going next? Where we going next? How about Naomi Osaka? And that's how they talk?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get wait, hold on. What happened with 50 Cent and Tyler Perry?
He pretty much advocating for, you know, Monique, how they blackballed her in the industry.
Yeah, please, let's go there. That's I think that's a good one. Unless you want to do Naomi Osaka first.
We can do Osaka.
We do Osaka? Yeah, both of them gonna tie into each other like this whole thing here. No, I hope you sisters and you women in general see that the men of the UPK is fighting on your behalf for your right to bleed, for your right to have a menstrual, for your right to grow breasts, for your right to breastfeed, for your right to make children, for your right to be a mother and a sister and a wife. We fighting for your rights to, you know, the right for you to have your job. Because everybody worried about Amazon robots, these transgenders taking your position. You worried about Bezos and his robots. you need to worry about that thing with testicles swimming swimming in the next lane. You need to worry about, you know, you need to worry about that old neighbor who was a Vietnam vet pulling the rebound at your high school game. Like, that's who you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about Bezos and his robots.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't seen a trans robot yet.
Right.
The robot is a robot. That's all he do.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
God.
So like I said, not yet though.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The non-binary bot.
It's coming.
You're gonna be like you're gonna say he to the bot. They be like, oh, that's a she. You like, God damn.
Just imagine a robot. I identify as a woman. Like,
Listen, it's gonna be iRobots in this bitch.
Right.
That robot gonna be. It's not in my programming to be a man. I'm a woman. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a bad day, boy. Like, God damn. I don't know about y'all, but we cultivate in a society over here where a woman is free to be a woman and it's encouraged.
That's right.
damn
That's
right.
right.
She gets confidence in being a woman, and you know, her right to be a woman is protected. Like you know, women have to, even just a little sidebar, just even the professional setting. Like, anybody who goes to work in that old professional setting, that hair had to be slicked all the way back. You know she tying up her hair the day before. You can't even pull the hair the night before down there. You know what I mean? She had to put the whole wave cap and tie that thing down so it's slicked back. And the suit pressed out. And she had to go in there and hold it in and be like a robot.
Yep.
But in here, brother, a woman is free to be a woman, which means what? You get that opportunity to be feminine.
Right.
And to be the weaker vessel. And sometimes you get emotional and hysterical, and it's celebrated in here. It's going to be celebrated with some checking, though. Right. But it's still celebrated. But ain't nobody now coming to try to take your position and say, well, you know, if I shave my beard, I could be a better woman than you. But ain't nobody trying to do that nonsense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody trying to take, you know, who you are. If anything, we want you to be the best version of you could be.
Right.
We want you to be fully woman. You know what I mean? This is absolutely insane, bro. Hey, listen now. I can't have it. I can't have it at all. Listen, Putin, hurry up and do your job. Right. Slack it.
We can just get one scripture. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
Said 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, sir?
Yeah.
For
all you Gabriel Union lovers. You know what I mean? You transgender lovers.
Right.
Right? Read.
Kawakan. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God?
I see the question Paul is asking, right? And he's going to follow it with the answer. Read.
Kawakan. Be not deceived, neither fornicators.
Be not deceived. Be not deceived. Gabriel Union trying to deceive you into thinking that this type of lifestyle is okay.
Right.
The Lord condemns it. You understand? The media will have you think that this lifestyle is okay. Was Jenner name? Kylie or Bruce Jenner will have you thinking that you could be a tranny, just, you know what I mean, don't compete against women.
So like,
you know what I mean?
Transgender. We gotta be
Salaki.
We can't be too politically direct. We gotta say transgender, we gotta say gay. You know what I mean? Salakia.
Yeah. Transgender. Have you thinking that?
That's it. Like, you gonna make me say that disgusting word. He's like Salakia. Trans. Putin, hurry up, Putin. Hurry up, Putin. You're slacking. You're slacking. You need vodka.
Right.
Good.
Come on.
Say it again, sir.
No, you could go ahead.
Kawakan. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
You're running down to there. You know what I mean? Don't be deceived. You know what I mean? You're doing these things, you're unrighteous, and the kingdom of heaven is not for you.
Right.
You understand? You will not be prancing up and down the streets of gold like a woman if you are a man. You understand? You will not be a transgender in the kingdom of heaven. That's not going to be allowed.
Right.
You understand? All right? That's it.
Hey, Salaki, Cap, you mind if I pull a precept for that precept? That was excellent. I want to pull this one just for that transgender, if you don't mind.
The guy was say transgender. See the transgender. It's ma'am. You got it?
So like, what precept you want, Cap?
It's Second Thessalonians 2 and 11.
Okay.
Oh, Salaki, start at verse 10 if you could.
Kawakan.
No, 11. Salaki, 11.
Kawakan. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
Yeah, they for sure deluded. And they definitely believe that lie. You know what I mean? Can you keep going?
Kawakan. That they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's their future. You know what I'm saying? That's their future. They didn't want to believe the truth of them being a woman and a man, so they will be damned. You know what I'm saying? And because they love their unrighteousness. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to pull that.
Yep. They have to fully live their life pretending like they're happy.
Yeah.
All that gay and all the gay, the flamboyantness. That's the extreme side of the pendulum.
Right.
That's when it swing right. But when they're home and you don't see them is when it swing left and they're high and cutting themselves up and eating each other up.
Yep.
Or you had to do time like Juicy Smoulier.
You had to do some time. Some time like Juicy, and Juicy, he ain't having it.
Right.
Juicy, Juicy turned into, Umar Johnson overnight. Black power fist.
And he out now.
But once again, the LGBTQ community help him. You remember they was calling himself, private number and saying threats, and he said he can't be by himself. It'll send him crazy. But at the same time, he wants to be in solitary confinement. All kind of crazy nonsense going on with that dude right there. And Juicy, he made it.
Right.
He made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they get protection. But this sister here, she gets no protection.
Yep.
Then go ahead, sir.
Coca. Naomi Osaka responds after 3-word heckle brought tennis star to tears. Naomi Osaka has sent a poignant message after breaking down in tears at Indian Wells because of a rude heckle from a spectator. The 4-time Grand Slam champion lost in the second round to Veronika Kudermetova and stopped play during the second game of the first set to approach the chair umpire, asking them to do something about a person who was shouting at her. The spectator reportedly shouted out, "Naomi, you suck," after which the tennis star became emotional and shed tears. Taking to Twitter on Friday morning, Osaka wrote, "Very proud of myself for reaching a point in my life that despite the lows, I would still rather be myself than anyone else." After her match against Kudermetova ended, Osaka addressed the crowd on court and explained the heckling brought back memories of an infamous incident at Indian Wells in 2001 when Serena Williams was booed during a match. The ugly episode involved accusations of racism and allegations Williams' father, Richard, fixed the results of matches between Serena and Sister Venus.
Like they're trying to run this girl into the ground, boy.
Yeah.
They're trying to run her into the ground. I listen. I hope she just take all their money and do nothing else with it. Do nothing else with the damn tennis at this point. You know what I mean? At this point. And this is what you had to look at, right? I was playing the video from the start. I know it confused people because there's like that's not Naomi Osaka, right? This is her opponent, and the opponent is just staying warm while the heckling going on, while Osaka is on the other end, like, what the hell is going on? The opponent, she ain't give a damn. You notice that she want to play. She want to get over with the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But when is on the other side, we is all pray for Ukraine. We all coming together. Ain't no bomb drop here, nigga. But you want to, pray for somebody else. But you see when the attack is on us, nobody joins us.
Right.
The referee ain't do nothing. The opponents ain't do nothing. I'll play the audio. Let them see if y'all could hear it.
Veronika, put them over yourself.
Really?
Thank you. Thank you, please.
You don't play it again.
Veronika, put them over yourself.
Go ahead, Con.
So like, and to me, I don't know, that's not normal for, I know heckling go on in hockey games, football games, I think basketball, but I know tennis is usually like quiet. I think even like tennis and golf are usually the most quiet spectator sports, I believe.
Yeah.
So that is abnormal. At least for what I don't know too much about tennis, but for that to happen to their sister, and going back to what you said earlier, Captain Shot, out of all the things that these women in the LGBTQI community or that support the LGBTQI plus community can advocate for, how many of them are advocating for this sister Osaka?
Right.
You understand? Like this, and this sister is a class act. I might
Right.
add. For sure. Like for the things that she did, especially during that whole riots and all this thing with brothers getting shot, killed unjustly by police brutality. This sister here, and this is what really makes a champion. You understand? Like she's a champion in my book. I'm just saying, because just seeing how this sister took her sports platform and used it to bring awareness to a lot of things that's going on. You understand? And that is part of the reason why they say that. They hate her because she stood with us.
Yep.
They hate her. They don't hate her because she stuck as far as sports, because she's a champion. She can play. She can play tennis. They are saying she sucks because she loves her people.
That's it.
That's why.
That's it.
And Salakia too, you know what I mean? As you were saying earlier on, that femininity, you could see she has it. You understand? You trying to, you know what I mean, do that to a girl, you know what I mean, talk, you know what I mean, evil mess to her. You know what I mean? Why is she trying to, focus? She's gonna get thrown off, of course. She's a woman. She can't, you know what I mean, play under that type of pressure. You know what I mean? A man, he could, you know what I mean, he could tolerate that type of, you know what I mean, that type of stress, that type of pressure. When it comes to a woman, she, you know what I mean, she really can't tolerate it. And, you know what I mean, she's showing it. And, you know what I mean, they don't like this sister all wrong because, as Khan say, you know what I mean, she's an example, basically. You know what I mean? And they don't want. Go ahead.
No, Salakia.
Yeah, she's an example for, you know what I mean, for sisters who want to do the sport, but they don't want that in the sport.
Well, that's what I was just about to say, Nata. Like she's really not an example of a tennis player. Like even now, you know, she's not the example of a tennis player. What the issue is, she's the example of a young black girl. Her husband is a brother.
Right.
Her husband is a brother. She's sticking with him, young just like her. She said she would rather not represent America for the Olympics. You get the point? When she first got popular, and they start talking about how she was Japan. She from, right? Her mother. How they were saying how, you know, she's Japanese. She said, hold on, don't forget I'm half Haitian. Right. You know, my father is Haitian, and I'm not gonna forget that side of the family. Right. You know, like she's feminine, she's honorable, honor her father. Which black woman do honor their father like that? Right. You get the point? Like she's so feminine, and she again, you know, the oppressor would look at this as a one-time incident. Oh, somebody said you suck and you fell apart. This girl been going through sustained abuse over the last year, maybe 2 years, on the internet. And, you know, forget about what we don't hear in these back rooms with the coaches and the Nike deals and this, that, the other. You know what I mean? Everybody paying to put their logo on her body. Nike tick, the MasterCard, the tennis rackets, everybody trying to use and abuse the girl. And now she had to take all this extra abuse. At this point, you know, the match should have just stopped and just removed that devil from the damn thing. Because if that devil had got up and said, hey, you rabbit, except I'm talking about the word that rhymes with rabbit and begins with F, they would have kicked that devil out. You get the point? Right. If this was abuse of somebody from the LGBTQ community, they would have kicked them out.
Or she say Ukraine suck.
Right.
She'd have been out.
Exactly. Or she say, hey, you're gay.
Right.
You're gay.
You'd have been out.
Salakia, sir, if I could. Like, and you got one thing about, like what Captain Khan said, that is very unusual in tennis. And during a tennis match, when they playing, you can hear a pin drop. That's how quiet it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to say anything. So that was very unusual of that person to do. And another thing too, these black women that go to play in these tennis places like, you know, the Wimbledon or the Australia Open and even India Wells, like these are places where black people are not at. You know what I'm saying? So like these white people that come out, they hardly see black people. So they obviously already don't like black people, and especially a black person that's dominating their sport. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna heckle them and say all type of things, and that person is supposed to get kicked out. They supposed to not start until she leaves the place. You get what I'm saying? So that, you know what I mean, with the things that they be going through, it is definitely wild. Serena and Venus went through it. I forget there was another sister as well. I forget her name. But her, you know what I mean, they always going through those type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely is. And I think too, it's kind of damn near like a catch-22. Like we celebrate and appreciate her femininity, but also at the same time, you can't straddle the fence on who you belong to. Like you still had to pick a side, and you had to know that when you out there playing, you really playing for us.
Right.
You playing for us. You go into war for us, because this girl here who she playing against, this oppressor who she's playing against, she don't give a damn if a rocket fall out of the sky. She needs to beat this girl here for all of white people.
Yeah.
The point? She needs to. That's what all them oppressors, when they was playing them Williams sisters, was doing. You get the point? They're playing them for the nation, right? Not playing them for points or community shield or whatever. They're playing like, you see, she was ready to play. She bouncing the ball. Right. She pump faking the serve, like, all right, let's get on with it. Come on, let's get on with it, because they have an insatiable desire to dominate us. We are truly the Lord's sheep, to the point where we able to fight back, but we're not there yet in terms of, I suck. Okay, ain't nobody getting a trophy for the next 4 years. Right.
Huh.
I mean, nobody eating no food for the next 4 years. Right. You ain't getting a sponsorship deal. You'll never see the US open. The US closed. The Australian closed. It ain't open no more. Right. You get the point? Wimbledon done. It really done. You understand? Like that's damn near what you had to put in the chest. But now you transfer. It's damn near like a trade-off with the femininity. You get the point? It's damn near like a trade-off now, because now she kind of halfway had to be a soldier. Right. You know what I mean? To deal with the thing, which is how Serena and Venus was. Damn near they had to come up being so, battle ready and war ready. You know what I mean? To get in there and do it. It's hard. It's a hard situation. It's an absolute hard situation that, once again, we need to be separate. We need this place to go so that we can, survive. Because leave it up to them, there would be nothing for us.
Damn right. Just to add, like Indian Wells and then Palm Springs, racist as hell. There's nothing but white racists and homosexuals in Palm Springs. You know what I'm saying? So they got race. If you Google it, they got racist trees in Palm Springs. You can Google that.
Racist trees? What do you mean?
If you just racist, if you Google the term racist trees in Palm Springs, they'll pop up, and they have these trees that are shaped in a certain way where the KK they use some trees KKKs or they love or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That is wild. That is wild. You know what I mean? Like, once again, this is where you get to preserve your femininity. You know what I mean? Femininity, you get to preserve it, and this is something that you'd only hear in the UPK. The abuse of a woman is directly linked to homosexuality. Right. It's directly linked to it. That open abuse of a woman like that, and the way how the society went at Naomi Osaka just for standing with us, it shows you why now you could have a transgender in pool, right? Or you could have a transgender playing basketball with a little 15-year-old girl, even though he's 62 and done the 2 tours. You know what I mean? He could be in there, but this is the type of society we live in. Right. You understand? This is the type of, that's what's celebrated and that's what's promoted. You know what I mean?
To lock it too, if I could add one thing on what y'all been saying as far as this whole thing with the homosexuality and the LGBTQI community, versus real advocacy, not being the devil's advocate. But when you see this type of situation that goes on with the sports and things like that, it just shows you that our efforts are diverted because we're not focused. We forgot about the race card. We forgot about that. And if you look at what's going on, that's why these wars are making it very, very clear, because the battle lines are being drawn, and they're being drawn along racial lines. Sports is simulated warfare.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that, but sports is simulated warfare. You know what I'm saying? It's not an actual war, but it's simulated. So some of the same things that happen in war is simulated through sports. This is why we try to teach you, brothers and sisters, all the time in the UPK, and those that listen to the UPK under the sound of our voice. You understand why we give you the counsel that we give you. We give you the counsel that we give you because you fighting a spiritual war. You understand? And you have to be girded properly to withstand the wiles of Satan. That sister right there, like Captain Shock said earlier, she had to deal with the press, the predatory journalism. You know what I'm saying, that goes on at the press conference. She had to deal with hecklers. This sister had to deal with people on social media. You understand? This is why we got to rally around each other and for our brothers and sisters, man. And this is where you come. This is your sanctuary. The UPK is your sanctuary. This is your spiritual embassy where you come here to get all the counsel and guidance you need, whether you a celebrity, an athlete, or whatever your trade or skill may be. This is where you come to get proper counsel. You understand? We will counsel you and help you overcome those things, man. Because you see out there, all they care about, like Captain Shock said, it was so eloquently put, that all they care about is sticking the logo on her like a NASCAR jacket, like a NASCAR car. You understand? It's just everybody want to stick a logo on her to make money. You understand? She's a cash cow. You understand? Nike should have said something about this.
Right.
You understand? You see Nike's cap on her. They got the Nike suit. They should have made a statement about this. You understand?
And MasterCard.
Where's the and MasterCard? Where's your racial liaison? See, this is why they don't want to deal with this race thing, because they are afraid of yours truly, the I.S.U.P.K. They don't want to deal with these things. They don't want to deal with these social issues. And when it comes up on ESPN, when it comes up on your local sports broadcast, they run from it because they don't have the answer. The answer is shut up and dribble, shut up and play. Knock the tennis ball here.
Right.
That's their only solution, which is to generate income for this machine that they call America, capitalism. So, like, I yield, Captain.
Yeah. And listen, it's so kind of heartbreaking. I don't know what her father is going through, boy. But you see how she have her hands up like this, like she's telling you I'm the victim. Like, goddamn, nigga, like you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God. Like she's telling you, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Something ain't right. Like shit.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah, hands up, don't shoot. Once again, it's like, do I have to sit here and take this?
Right.
She should have just walked off the damn court. Man. You have enough money.
Exactly.
You have enough money. I ain't got to sit here and take this.
Right.
Either she leaves or I leave.
That's right.
And roll to hell out. You ain't got to sit there and take that and go through the whole. And okay, even her statement the next day where she says, "I'm proud of what I accomplished." Or,
God, sir.
Is she talking about her career or that she could put up with this shit?
She could put it. It's not like the way she put up with this, sir.
Read it one more time.
Come on, sir. Taking to Twitter on Friday morning, Osaka wrote, "Very proud of myself for reaching a point in my life that despite the lows, I would still rather be myself than anyone else."
Brother, that is such a it's a dangerous statement. And when I say dangerous, maybe I'm using the wrong adjective for it. Maybe not dangerous, but it's such a cry for the oppression. Because she's saying, even though I'm going through all of this, I'm still proud of myself because I went through it.
Right.
I went through it, and I would rather be myself. I'm assuming she's saying I still rather be black.
Right.
And nothing else.
Right.
But boy, it's talking about, this is trauma. This is like a trauma survivor.
God, sir.
Saying, listen, man, I done gone, all the lows. This lows, that's depression.
Right.
That is, Judah mourneth. Even though, of course, she's not Judah, but, this is Judah mourneth.
Right.
This is depression. This is, they hang their harps on the willows in Psalms 137.
Right.
How they want us to sing the Lord's song in a strange land. She go through all the lows. All the lows.
Right.
And she's saying, despite all of that, I'm still happy to be the son of a Haitian who you all hate.
Right.
Right. It's you can celebrate the statement, but it's a rough thing for your little daughter who, to have to go through.
Right.
And then now, you held hostage by all these logos and contracts where rather than walk off and deal with everything, you would just suffer through this. It's like choosing the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Because remember, the last time she withdrew, they crucified her in the media. Oh, she's soft. Oh, she's a punk. She could have toughed it out. She's lazy. So now she could have just walked out and said, I don't have to deal with this.
Right.
But then she had to face that. So you know what? I'll just sit here and go through all this disrespect. Still lose, but wake up the next day and be like, you know what? I'm so happy.
Right.
I'm happy with myself. It's brother, she's gonna need a whole lot of therapy. I pray that brother come into the truth so he can help her out.
Right.
But she's gonna need some therapy later on in her life.
So like I remember the last time we talked about her, she was taking a break because of all the verbal abuse she was getting before. So she come back to this again. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Lockie, I remember that too, Captain Gaddaha, where she was saying that they used the term that term mental health was floating around in the sports world a whole lot at that particular time, and athletes were talking about their mental health. And remember what Commander General Yohanna taught you brothers and sisters out there that's listening, that your mental health is tied to your spiritual health. So you understand a lot of these things that's going on. A lot of these athletes, they have a lot of yes men, and they have the resources and things around them, but they don't have the spiritual. They don't have a priest in their cabinet. They don't have someone they can call and say, well, you know what, this happened tonight at the game. You know, I need to understand, what does God think about this?
Right.
What does God, how does God feel? What is the spiritual remedy for this? You understand? Am I still God's chosen people? Am I still a champion? This is what you need in the ISUPK. And we tell brothers and sisters all the time, you need consultations. You need spiritual consultations, and you get that in the ISUPK. Because like Captain Shock said, that brother, and Lord be with that brother, but if he don't have the proper tools, and this is why a man of the Lord is so important, that you need to be able to give counsel in situations like this. Look at that picture there. She's in a state of submission.
Yes.
She's in a state, it's like Captain Shock said, it's a cry for help, meaning it's almost like spiritually she forfeited the game right then.
Yep.
Spiritually.
Yep.
When she put her hands up like that, she spiritually forfeited the game. Yeah, it's almost like she lost intentionally.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that she did just to escape. Be like right now, she probably just playing for the check. Right. She knows that if she's on top, she's the target, and she probably just going in there and giving them a couple sets, and then just turning it over to the oppressors, because you know who the hell wants to be hated, right? You know what I mean? You so right, you so right. It's abuse, but once again, being a woman is not celebrated. Like this year should be celebrated. Like, she went and she did what she had to do. She pleaded for help, and a hero comes in and saves her. Right. Like that thing right now is not celebrated at all. It's not celebrated at all. But some grown man with an Adam's apple wants to wear a skirt. Gabriel Union gets to save him. Okay. Gabriel Union gets to come in and fight on his behalf and say, I'm disappointed when Chick-fil-A gets my order wrong. But this year, there's not a word for that. Right. There's not a word for that. Right. Okay. Yeah, there's a word for it. It's called boom, the Third World War. That's right. That's what it's called. And it's coming. That's right. It's coming quickly. And it's going to blow up all transmissions. All transgenders, all whoever is going to blow up the pool with you in it. It's going to burn up the basketball court. Right. You understand? It's going to burn up your legislation. It's going to burn up your Chick-fil-A. It's going to burn up the tennis court. That's right. So nobody had to throw their hands up no more and beg some umpire to make their life. The one thing in her life that probably gives her pleasure from being born in this slavery, in this captivity, the one thing that gives her some sort of self-esteem and self-worth. Right. Now she had to go on that court there and be violated like that and nobody doing nothing about it. And, I don't know, Putin, hurry up.
So if I can add to it, like you said it so right. Like where is Gabrielle Union? She's so angry. Like she is angry that a man She's angry that another man can't get penetrated freely. That's what she's mad about. You know what I'm saying? But the minority in tennis, like this sister right here, ain't nobody talking about this but us. Ain't nobody said nothing about this sister getting heckled, how she's constantly heckled. She's probably one of what, 5 or 4 black women in tennis. And no one is at her head.
Yep.
And tell me this, right? I don't really watch the American football, but did they not take out that from the game? Like you can't be, you know what I mean, like celebrating and stuff once you do you can't be taunting.
It's limited. I think they take it out from most sports, even in basketball. Remember, long time the brothers used to dunk and then under the ring do something or point or square off and watch. If you watch the dude you dunk on too long, it's a technical.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If I could, they just find Kevin Durant for saying something back to a fan. This happened, I want to say this happened last night or the night before, that he got into a verbal altercation with a quote-unquote fan. And he called, I forgot some obscenity they said that, but they find him, I want to say, maybe $100,000, I want to say.
25K.
They find him, the brother who played for the Brooklyn Nets, I think Kevin Durant. They find him because he had the nerve to say something back to a heckler. You understand? So they try to regulate it or something, but I never heard it in tennis. Like tennis and golf, like Gadalha said, or the other captain said that you can hear a pin drop, man. You don't really hear too much No. Because they sipping tea at those they sipping tea.
Yeah.
You understand? They don't want, what I'm saying, they get their tea brought out at Wimbledon and you don't really hear too much. It's not like a rah-rah sport like hockey and all that. But for this to happen and no one, like, where was her management team? See, who are the people there to say, hold on, this stopped here, stop. You understand? Go get that person, get them out of here. You understand? They're supposed to have a coordinated effort to make sure that, that she's not violated verbally. Salaki.
This sister Yakal, she made a comment. Where's the Stop Asian Hate at? On her mother's side, she's so-called Japanese, and if she never spoke up and said she was, her father's Haitian and stood up for black people, they would say the Japanese girl. So now, where's the Asians at?
That's heavy.
You know what I mean? Like for real, which lets you know they just use us when it's convenient.
Right. That's right.
When it's absolutely convenient for them. But when it's time now for us to call in that favor, when it's time us for now to call in that hook, that line, nah, you on your own. You know what I mean? Like it's but these things are necessary. These violations, they're absolutely necessary because now when she walks past some, UPK camp in California or Chicago, it's going to resonate with her now.
That's right.
These violations, though they're atrocious and though they're gruesome, the scriptures say all things work for the good of the Lord.
That's right.
These violations help. These violations help the work of the Lord because now somebody could go and rage and blaze on this oppressor, and that is going to resonate with her. It's going to resonate with all who the oppressed is. Even the oppressor's daughters who had to go and swim and damn near drown in the pool to fight against this testosterone in a damn swimsuit. Right. Or you're supposed to be a rib. You're getting your ribs broken by some 67-year-old man jumping for a rebound. When you hear us say what we say and your father saying, nigga, shut your mouth, you're going to say, daddy, but they're right. You're going to say it. All these violations help. Because, whether you like it or not, you could kill the messenger if you want to. The truth will stand. That's right. And the Bible says the truth is the most powerful thing on the earth. It will stand. This kingdom needs to go. It's high time.
That's right.
So, like, if I could, Cap, what you said, it just made me think of a quote that Jack Johnson said when he became the heavyweight champion, in boxing. Right. And he said that, when you said about the violations and all these things are necessary, and it's so heavy because a champion is a champion no matter where you put them.
Yes, sir.
And Jack Johnson said something, even though he was off, he wasn't the truth. But he said something that was profound. I was reading some quotes about him and his life and things like that, a documentary on him. But he said that they never let me forget that I was black. So when I became champion, I never let them forget that I was black.
That's right.
And it lets them don't ever let them forget that when you on the bottom and how they treat you, when you get in your position of when the Lord elevates you, never let them forget who they said you were.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And we know now we the Lord's chosen people.
Yep.
You understand? Make them eat their words, and you do that by serving the Lord, man. It's a lot.
Right.
I'm right.
It's like Larry Johnson said he was a $40 million slave. Same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. You're for sure so right with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We right here up on the time. The dog I found your racist trees. I could not believe it. I could not believe this. This is a real thing. So on the picture, that's the clearest one I could find. They have something called racist trees controversy in Palm Springs, which is where that Indian Wells tournament was.
That's what.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And these racist trees that's imported apparently. That, as you said, the KKK love. Even nature. This thing got to go.
Nature.
This thing got to go. This place, Putin. Right? Can you hear me now? I mean, get busy, man. Get busy. All right, well, we got just rapid fire a couple more. I think we definitely had to get that one with the brother who was shot. Let's get that one, who was paralyzed after the traffic stop. You know what I mean? It's crazy. We haven't heard too much of these stories. I've noticed. I don't know if you all have heard a lot of them in the past, maybe 6 months to a year. I know we had the one with Amir Locke with the no-knock warrant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they're hiding it, if they're suppressing the murdering and the brutality, or if it's slowing up because of the COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's one too. I don't know if you all heard about it. There was a young, 22-year-old white woman. I think it happened in 2019, where a 62-year-old brother, he was having I think one of those what do they call it, diabetes. I don't know the term they use, attack or something, where he was, he was driving and he was hitting vehicles because he was basically having a medical condition.
Right. He probably went into a diabetic coma, where he had that hypoglycemia, where his sugar get low.
Right. And the white woman saw him, and she went and cut in front of him and blocked him off, and came out the vehicle, and I believe she started punching him in the vehicle. She took her gun out. I ain't too clear if the brother got out of the car, but they say she shot the brother in the stomach. He died.
Yikes.
And they want to call self-defense or something with her. She's out on bail right now.
That's murder.
Yeah.
That's
plain murder. Yeah. And you know what I mean?
That's at least.
Yeah. But they ain't putting them things in the news. You know what I mean? Damn. Them things supposed to be all over the news. You know what I mean? We're showing you, you know what I mean? Black people think once America get like Ukraine, it's gonna be hell on. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? Hell 10 times on earth for black people, and we're not seeing that. We're not seeing it. We think, you know what I mean, we gonna come together in this whole, you know what I mean, and to fight against the enemy. Nah, it's gonna be just like Ukraine. You know what I mean? Where it's gonna be clear that, you know what I mean, you black, we're white. You stay across there, you stay right here. These buses that leaving and going to these other cities is for our people. You walk. You know what I mean? Or find some way to go. You know what I mean? Dig a hole. Find somewhere. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So if you see that story.
Yeah, I think we probably do this one here and wrap it up. We're right on the time, but we could for sure hit that one hit that one next week. You know what I mean? Because this is absolutely ridiculous here, boy. You haven't?
Okay. Black New Jersey man shot and paralyzed after traffic stop. Jawan Henderson was suspected of having a firearm when he was confronted by a group of Trenton police officers. He was shot and paralyzed from the chest down, per a NewJersey.com report. Jawan Henderson's lawyer announced he's suing the city. Per the report, Henderson, 29, was visiting his daughter's mother in South Trenton on February 12th. While reaching in his car for his phone, a group of officers cornered him.
And listen, if I could, like that New Jersey, like I don't know if you know how much people know. I didn't know New Jersey was like that. I know New York is a really, you know, you playing Russian roulette moving with the New York Cup, but them Jersey cops is absolutely racist by definition. You know what I mean? And they definitely target brothers. Absolutely target brothers. They say he was suspected of having a gun when a group of them pulled him over. How the hell did it turn into a group?
Right.
How a group of you all? You all ride together in a group?
Right.
Gang.
They said he was grabbing a gun, but he was grabbing iced tea.
See? Like you can't like when the suppressor comes, brother, you damn near had to be like, okay, give me the citation, take me to the station, but you can't really, I don't know what else there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There's really no action that would help you. I know they really effectively done took this brother's life here. You know what I mean? He got, he paralyzed from the chest down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you had the use of your hands, but now you never drive again. You get shot in a car.
Right.
You never ever drive again. I think the brother, I believe he has a son. Is there any more on it?
I got an article with him with a picture and a baby right here. He's holding a baby.
That's the one I'm looking for. This one,
right?
Yeah, he got a little son, man.
If I could, sir, he was shot. He was shot by plainclothes officers. They wasn't even in uniform.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like to them, he might have been acting like he was pulling their gun because they look like muggers. You know what I'm saying? And they're in plain clothes. How can you even identify them as a police?
Is he did they ever find a gun? Do they say?
Not in the article I got. There is no gun.
This is him laid up in the bed here. So this is rough. This is a rough thing, which is why Lord had to bring COVID-19 2021. He had to bring plagues. He had to bring, the hantavirus with the damn mice. He had to bring the monkeypox. He had to make, Putin go start killing, other, first world Europeans who this not supposed to be happening to.
Right.
Because of what is being done to us that nobody ever wants to look at. Nobody ever wants to look at what's being done to us. You passing a legislation to not teach about, homosexuality in schools. You didn't pass no legislation to, stop cops from racially profiling.
Right.
Or hold cops accountable for every round they shoot off. You know what I mean? You ain't passed no legislation for that. Kamala Harris, she came in and she's like, she's America's president. Remember in the campaign?
Yeah.
They asked her what she gonna do for black people. Well, there's nothing we could do for black people. But in 2 weeks of bombings, you find 800 million. I think 1.3 billion is the whole bill for Ukraine. 1.3 billion, and with that 1.3 billion, I think it's to go rebuild and help them, rebuild back the country. You find that in 14 days. But for us, there's no help. There's no sympathy. Naomi Osaka had to hold her hands up when this girl is dominating tennis.
Right.
She had to beg you to do something as the umpire, as the referee. You know what I mean? Like the violations is going on. The Lord is seeing it, man. And this kingdom is going. This kingdom has to be checked. It has to be stopped.
Right.
It has to be brought to a halt because it'll continue to get worse because they don't honor masculinity and femininity.
Right.
Dishonor it. So things like this happen.
It's like you know what I mean, and this goes to show for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That, you know what I mean, we have issues like this to worry about. You know what I mean? Stuff like this to cry about. You know what I mean? We don't have time to cry for Ukraine.
No.
You know what I mean? We have time to feel sorry for Ukraine. This brother laid up in a bed, paralyzed from his chest down. You understand? For nothing.
Exactly.
Because a cop scared.
Yeah.
You understand?
And there's a Ghana, yo.
Yeah.
With masks.
Like, boy, oh man, that's rough, man.
There's a Ghana, yo. If I could get one scripture before we roll, give me Jeremiah 15:5, and close with that unless anybody else want to jump in.
Just, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm wrong, but you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You want to help Ukraine? Send some some of the brothers and them, send some what they call NBA young boy CDs for them, man. You know what I mean? Send something, you know what I mean, for them to play while again, you know what I mean, hype them up.
Right.
Because they let that music play in the hood and let it hype us up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when we sing about, you know what I mean, what we actually doing, it's entertainment for them.
Yeah.
So now, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you want to help them, donate a CD. You know what I mean? Some, you know what I mean, an MP3 file, you know what I mean, donate, you know what I mean, get them some music to play.
I need to make a commercial, you know, for just 3 cents a day, you can help this poor Ukrainian child. Ukrainian children for just 3 cents.
Yep.
Because what they do to us, brother, is, you know, it's absolutely horrible. Let me just get our scripture there. I don't want to go too far over the time. You know, I appreciate you coming out every weekend. You know, I mean, we're definitely going to be back next week, Saturday. Well, our commander is going to be on as well. And we're going to rock out more stories. But in the meantime, brother, please.
Come on. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
Say it again.
For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
O Ukraine.
O Jerusalem.
O Crimea.
O Jerusalem.
O Palestine.
O Jerusalem.
Stop Asian hate.
O Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Who's asking how we faring with all this?
Right.
Who's concerned about our future and our well-being?
Right.
You understand? Like, they're dropping bombs in Ukraine. The LGBT community only came out because what is it, Jennifer Griner? Was it Brittany Griner? Or Griner, or whatever she is. She gets held in a Russian airport with weed.
Right.
But they only make noise because she's gay.
Yeah.
That's it.
But who is going to bemoan thee, O Jerusalem?
Right.
Who is stepping aside to see how thou farest? The ISUPK under command of GEN.YAHANNA is.
That's right.
I can tell you that. We stepping aside to see how Israel doing. We going down and seeing the slave master smiting the slave,
right,
and seeing the slave striving with the slave. We sitting right in that seat of Moses right now, right here, solving Israel's problems until that time come where this kingdom gonna be destroyed.
Right.
I mean, and it's coming close. We're following them prophecies all the way up, seeing it all the way. They're putting pressure on Babylon now to go into Yemen, which is what Commander GEN.YAHANNA has prophesied.
That's right.
You know, the end is near. Y'all stay up on it. Stay all the way up on it. Keep watching the news. Let me see if I could go back. You know, Q was helping me out real good. Passover, 53rd Lord's Annual Passover, hosted by Commander GEN.YAHANNA, April 15th, 2022. Pay your Passover fees now. If this link is in the that YouTube link, you could, if you're in a city, go contact your camp leader, get the link. $200 per person, per person 17 years and over. 17 years and over, they should at least have a paper route if they don't have a slavery. They should at least go pick up leaves somewhere. You know, you still got 4 weeks. You could get that $200 up. You know what I mean? You're going to get the best lamb, the best wine, the best brotherhood, and be protected. You're going to be able to come in there and be female.
Right.
You ain't going to be able to be Hohen. You ain't going to be able to be Sasha Fierce. Right. But you're going to be a princess in there, walking dainty. Some of you have to practice the walk right now. Because you're walking in construction boots all day thinking you're me.
Right.
You're thinking you me. You're selling propane and propane accessories. But that night, you're going to be dainty.
That's right.
You're going to be dainty, and you brothers in there who will then be down that night, you're going to be a prince of the power.
That's right.
And you're gonna have some, you're gonna experience what power is like. And it's going, small $200 donation for every person 17 years and over. If it's a family, you and your wife, and if small kids, that's $400.
Right.
You have a family, you have some, grown ass kids, $200 for everybody. It's going to be worth it. Also, after the fish fry on Wednesday, Tuesday is the fishing trip. That fishing trip hosted by 12 Mayak is leaving in the morning at 7:30. He's going to be back at 2. General Kubalamath is hosting a golf tournament. You know what I mean? Golf. General Q is proficient with the golf. Y'all think you're seeing Tiger Woods? No problem. Tiger what? Yeah, I mean, Tiger what? Yeah, I mean, General Q gonna go in there and show you the whole thing. You know what I mean? You get down with it. We had that Guerrilla Golf. This was added to the itinerary. You'll come on down, check us out. Remember to pay your tithes. You know what I mean? Support all the radio shows. You know what I mean? Just run them down. Let a Hebrew speak every Monday at 10. Hidden Truth Reveal at 12 noon. Commanding GEN.YAHANNA right here on this channel. BLACKWATCH News every Monday night, 9 p.m. You know what I mean? He going to be live with the heavy hitters live from Philly. You all know, of course, Jeremiah Hyman every Monday and Thursday, scripture breakdown, 7 p.m. Y'all check it out. You know, General Mayak Wednesday morning for Ask Ye the Prophets, Commander GEN.YAHANNA again Wednesday night. Thursday, you know, is Cross the Line Radio. We dynamic duo, Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazar from 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday night, not 9, 10 p.m. Eastern, Salakia. And of course, we go over to the West Coast at what, 1 a.m.?
1 a.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. What's that? What's West Coast?
Pacific Standard Time.
Specific. What he said. Standard Time.
Yeah.
For One West Radio. Big boys in the building. That show is real good, real entertaining, real informative, and you get to, get the whole vibe of that whole zone. Of course, Friday, you have Unplugged from the Matrix with Captain Yagawa, I.S.U.P.K, forget the other brother named Zion, I think, is hosted every Friday. Of course, you skip the part and you get a taste of across the whole planet. You know what I mean? With the UK school they have on the ends. This weekend, they interview a tragedy, boy, where this devil firebomb a birthday party and killed 13 children back in 1984, something like that. And them Benjamites tore England out the frame, and Margaret Thatcher had to bury the whole thing, brother. You gotta go see the whole documentary, and the brother interviewed one of the survivors. Children was jumping out, the townhouse from the top, because this devil done firebombed the goddamn house, man. And the story is 13 dead, nothing said. But of course, the UPK, we go to the root of it. So you could check those brothers out. Of course, Saturday night we here from 9 p.m. And Sunday you could join Captain Kahana and Officer Wanyala for Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. You all know how UPK do it every day of the week. You could get classes, lectures coming up to Zaria Kadat lecture April 2nd, I believe, against forget the dude name. Some ex-lawyer he was a Black Panther in charge of the Black Panther. Shabazz, I think is his name. Right? Light work, you know what I mean? Put him in a coffin. Put him in a coffin.
Put him in a coffin.
Work, you know what I mean? Right. So, y'all stay tuned, stay strong. Passover coming up. Y'all make sure. Oh, so like Tawana, General Q, Tawana. You sisters, you want to be ultimately feminine? Ultimately feminine. Y'all go to the camp leader and get that corsage. Like we pre-ordering corsages. Not much is left. Might have to order some more. Married sister gets a red. The unmarried sisters gets a white. But I'm letting you know, if you put that white one on, you know what I mean. You just practice being very feminine. Right? Be feminine. You're gonna learn about being feminine. You're gonna take this whole mantle off and lay it over the puddle for you to walk on. Right. Hold your hand while you step up the steps. My lady. You're gonna get the whole treatment. You ain't gonna be able to, you ain't gonna know what to do with yourself. So, you know what I mean? With that, Tawana for joining us again, holding it down. Captain Kwame, Lord allow, we see you all next time, Saturday night, we live, all right? Yep.
Y'all back on the thumb.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the
Counter all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here right here about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck. You can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud. Straight up out the base.